what I'm covering today is going to be breed-specific legislation, dogs permitted by their owners to run loose, and dogs who attack people or other animals are real and often serious issues around the world. Still, how we address dangerous and potentially dangerous dogs can be a confusing and touchy issue. Governments have come up with a quick fix solution, and they call this breed-specific legislation. I'm going to just shorten it down to BSL for the sake of time. Statistics show that BSL is a costly and effective system that targets misunderstood breeds of dogs, which are commonly misidentified. So today, I'm going to cover first a general definition of BSL. Next, I will discuss the public's general lack of education and how that lack of education leads to discrimination. And finally, the ineffectiveness of BSL as a whole. So what is breed-specific legislation? BSL can be anything from requiring a special licensing of a breed to the total elimination of a breed in hopes of reducing dog attacks. Now, when I say total elimination of a breed, as you can see from this picture, it means they come into our home, they seize our pet, and then they dispose of them, whether they did anything wrong or not. A great deal of confusion and misinformation has contributed to this issue, and one of the principal areas of such confusion is identifying the dogs themselves. Some of the popular breeds that are on this are the Pit Bull, which is actually made up of 3 different breeds, the American Pit Bull Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier, and the English Bull Terrier. German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Great Danes, Mastiffs, and even Siberian Huskies. Following a study of human fatality stemming from dog bites, the United States Center of Disease Control decided not to support breed-specific legislation. They cited the inaccuracy of dog bite data and the inaccuracy in identifying the breeds. Most bite reports are based on information collected from the victim. This means that the dog's breed is named by the victim. Between reckless owners creating a bad image and the media's biased influences, dogs are misidentified all the time. And speaking of media biased influences, it is the perfect example of my next point, which is breed discrimination. A 4-day study of dog bite media coverage in 2007 revealed one local newspaper reported a Labrador mix attacked a 70-year-old man, sending him to the hospital in critical condition. 2 local newspapers covered a 16-month-old child who suffered fatal head and neck injuries by a mixed breed. 1 local newspaper talked about a 6-year-old boy who suffered fatal head and neck injuries by a mixed breed. A 59-year-old woman was hospitalized with severe injuries following an attack by 2 pit bulls. This was mentioned in more than 230 newspapers worldwide and televised on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News. So my final point today is that there's no proof that breed-specific laws, which are costly and difficult to enforce, make communities safer. For example, a county in Maryland spends more than $250,000 a year to enforce its ban. In 2003, the state admitted that public safety is not improved as a result of the ban. There is no scientific evidence that one kind of dog is more likely than another to injure a human being. In fact, there is evidence to the contrary. A recent survey of the controlled study of dog bites covering 40 years and 2 continents concluded that no group of dogs should be considered disproportionately dangerous. On one of the websites that I was on, which was don'tbullymybreed.org, had a lot of very interesting statistics. 40 people a year die from drowning in less than 5 gallons of water. That means you are 16 times more likely to die from a full pail of water than you are an aggressive dog. 150 people a year are killed by falling coconuts. So that means that a palm tree can kill you 60 times more likely than a vicious dog. Each year, more than 2,000 children are killed by their parents or guardians every year due to abuse or neglect. So this sad number means that you are 300 times more likely to die from your legal guardian than a vicious dog. Breed-specific legislation fails because it doesn't target the core problem. Legislators and the general public do not take the time to learn the truth about many of the breeds affected by BSL. Instead, they believe the hype and information undereducated and unreliable sources give. Any dog can be a risk. Enforcement of generic dangerous dog laws, laws that hold owners accountable for the actions of their dogs, regardless of the breed, can not only protect our dogs, but the responsible owners as well. Oh, there we go. Can you click one more time? So some of the websites that I got my statistics was don'tbullymybreed.org, nationalcanineresearchcouncil.com, and wikipedia.org. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
How did that go?